Tinamayan ako ni Sando, tiningnan ko lang siya, di ba? Yung makita ko nga si BBM, di ko alam anong gawin ko, pero sure na ako ang gagawin ko talaga is iiwas na lang ako. Kasi, siyempre, presidente siya ng Pilipinas, pero hindi ako pupunta sa kanya, makipagkamay sa kanya. Hindi ko nga, mahawa pa ako. They don't like Marcos, but they don't like Sara because remember, na itong kaysa inherited ito, kay Digong. So, ayon kay Digong, nare-reflect nila kay Sara. Di ba? Kasi, sasabihin la, she's the same her father, just like Bong is the same as his father. Actions for sale in the Philippines. Kailangan po talaga tayong mga Pilipino ay turuan natin, mga kapwa natin Pilipino, na kung ano, na dapat sa 2028, hindi na po nila iboboto yung mga bumibili ng nagbibigay sa kanila ng pera. At lalo wag iboto itong mga Marcos nito na gang para may magsimula tayo na may pagbabago tayong tunay. Ngayon, ito naman si Bongbong Marcos ay wag na kayong maniwala kung anong mga propaganda niya. Kasi lahat yan, ginagawa niya lang yan to stay in power. Pansarili lang interest yan. Lahat ang mga na reason yan kaya siya gumagawa ng ganyan. Hindi po dahil sa pagmamahal niya sa bayan. Kaya lakasan po natin ang ating loob at ipaglaban po natin ang bayan natin, lalo na ngayon. At lubog na po tayo, ang Pilipinas, sa utang at walang mga trabaho ang ating mga kapwa Pilipino.
Pero may tanong ako kasi he went to Naga. I don't think it was planned because suddenly mabilis siya. It was in response to the Vice President announcing that she was running for President kasi it came out on social media that parang ora-orada si Lenny ay nagpaayos ng Naga, etc., di ba? And then he gave that scandalous bribe of 500 million just for a gym when he could have given. So basically my question to you is because you know Lenny Robredo more than us, diba? So did she buy it? Did she?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Lenny, ang personality niyan, courteous yan eh.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
Hindi kagaya ko na tinamayan ako ni Sando, tiningnan ko lang siya. Diba? Yung makita ko nga si BBM, di ko alam anong gawin ko, pero sure na ako ang gagawin ko talaga is iiwas na lang ako. Kasi, siyempre, presidente siya ng Pilipinas, pero hindi ako pupunta sa kanya, makipagkamay sa kanya. Hindi ko nga, mahawa pa ako. Yung, ano ko ba, si Lenny, mabait yan. Mabait yan, tsaka courteous yan. Pero siyempre yung mga pinagsasabi niya noon sa kampanya, totoo yun, si meant it. Na sinungaling yan si Bongbong Marcos. Oh. Hindi niya mabibili yun si Lenny ng 500 million na katawa. Tapos sinabi ni Mayor Lenny na grabe na ang drugs sa Naga. O ba't hindi yun ang sagutin niya? Siya naman ang hari-hari ng mga adik dito. Diba? Wala. Walang silent about the drugs. Hanggang ngayon, walang drug lord na nadakip.
Being question kasi hindi naman ako politika, 'di ba? So hindi ko naiintindihan yung mga larong ganyan, 'di ba? But is it too much to ask from politicians to take a very clear stand right now because there's a great moral crisis, 'di ba, of a plunderer president, 'di ba? So my question is, was it too much to ask for Lenny to have stood very clearly and said no, I'm not meeting with a plunderer? Or is that too much? I'm sorry.
All seniors are under the supervision of the president.
Okay.
Okay? So administratively, if a case is filed against them or whatever, draft, etc., it goes all the way up to the president on appeal. The other thing is, it's really a political culture in the Philippines, di ba? Na pupunta ka kasi lahat naman pinapapunta. Kaya I think pumunta yun dun sa Naga to soften up, to make sure that Mayor Robredo Lenny goes to Malacanang. Di ba? Pero alam niya yun, matalino yun. Alam niya yun, alam niya yung ginagawa ni BBM. Alam nila yun. Sina Vico Soto, which he is not running for senator, I heard, alam nila yun. Di naman yan sila mga naive na mga tao. So, lahat ito ginagawa ni Bongbong Marcos, yung ayuda diplomacy, kasi gagamitin niya yung pera natin. Pero 2 years, meron na nga siyang colostomy. Napansin niyo may bag siya sa tiyan. Marami yung lolo ko kasi Doc Lorraine, namatay sa diverticulitis.
Yeah.
So, pag nagbi-bleed na yan, siyempre open siya.
Yeah.
Yan ang diverticulitis, usually open and close na lang yan eh. Pag
Yeah.
nagdugo na yan. So, he has 2 years of course, but he's running after time. Di ba? Oh. And in the meantime, his machinery is the mayors and the congressmen. Pero wala na siyang kapitan ngayon kasi si Martin wala na, di ba? Hindi na as powerful. And Speaker D, I don't think he will do the dirty job. Di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi sabi niya, filler lang ako dito eh. So, ang weakness niya ngayon, wala siyang kumbaga kapitan na speaker na magmamando doon sa mga congressman. And the other thing, because of the popularity of VP Sara, marami ng congressman na ayaw na magpirma sa impeachment. Kasi baka hindi na sila iboboto sa bayan nila. So kailangan very strong din yung DDS na organization na pag ang command ay huwag iboto yung incumbent nyo na congressman, ay susundin din ng lahat ng mga supporters. So it's a battle, you know. And right now we have a war of attrition in the Senate, as you know. Minority trying to get the speakership by some combination, but in the event nila ma-impeach si Sara, they need 60 votes. Kahit hindi bumoto si Bato, kahit abstain si whatever, si Bungo, kahit na sabihin mo pa they'll go into hiding, the pro-impeachment senators will still need 16 votes. Okay? So, and they only have now 15. And hindi na sila nadagdagan. Pero pwede silang bawasan. Di ba?
Yeah.
Example lang. Pia Cayetano is elder sister of Alan Peter. Di ba? If it's survival for her, I will choose my mother first. Loren Legarda, they kitaking libiste. Di ba? Okay, politika is important to me, pero comes first. So, problema ng pro-impeachment senators because hindi nila kuha ang number kahit na umak pa yung kaso dyan sa as at hindi iniisip na congressman ngayon na ayaw na pirma.
Yeah, galing. So Bing, given the revelations today of the ex-Marines, and all of that, no? But anyway, the ex-Marines muna, the revelation today, ano yung implications niya? Did it change the political landscape a little bit? Or anong na-foresee mo dito?
Ang isang press ko ang we have to do it, as you notice, it's not covered by mainstream media.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
So, kasi objective of that disclosure is generate support for a base to demand for Bongbong Marcos recognition.
Yeah.
And we have seen it in the last rallies na yung retired generals and officers, they could not gather more than 10,000 people. Okay? Even the Catholic Church was calling for member that's free na corruption. They could not even gather more than 12,000 people. It was only Iglesia that could gather more than 1 million people.
Yeah.
So, para mas base call for resignation, kailangan in one BBM rin kahit separate yung mga rally. BBM sign ng Catholic Church, that's that point na na-convince sila na ang absolution dito is BBM rate. That's the problem eh. na yung effort na yan ngun, ng revelation ng ex ng mga Marines tungkol sa 850 billion na na-deliver na kikakan ng mga box, mga official sa Manyang. And anger people. That is the effect that they want to see.
The value. That is the value.
Oo, yun ang makita natin dapat. Ang mga tao magpo-face, sa radyo, sa mga hayop kayo.
Yeah.
May testigo na talaga na nag-deliver ng 850 na total sa kung sino sa inyo. Di ba?
Yeah.
And hopefully, dahil trigger, di ba? Mass actions. So, steps pa yun. Hindi yung by health. It can't, that result. Bali, several steps pa yun. Pero you notice, mainstream media is cold. Hindi lumakas to. Kaya kailangan po galingan natin ang SOCMED natin, mga Facebook din, mga TikTok natin, for people to express their protest against the BBM administration.
Kasi being, you get more engagement than Philstar or Inquirer. I'm just saying, di ba dumating tayo sa panahon, kasi naabutan ko din yung kay FM Senior na madali tayong paikutin. Kasi we only had media, di ba? We only had traditional media, but it's not like that. It's the age of information where everybody has a platform, di ba? So, things have really changed, drastically. And I think that the internet is the game changer, You get more engagement, as I said, than Inquirer or whatever, di ba? So, of course, may value pa rin, may halaga pa din ang mainstream media, pero kahit sila nabubuko sila, they're being unmasked right now, right? So, my thoughts...
At saka they're feeling the financial pinch, that they're seeing their profit down. They know it, that's why they're converting online, etc., even before. Pero, ang hindi nila kuha, yung viewers, kasi bukuin sila ng tao Bukod na rin sila ng tao, hindi na rin siya binibig. So, kailangan talaga ang SOCMED din, palakasin natin yung mga remember that the voters who are below 45, 60% of the voters sa 2028. And 35% of that sa galing ng 30 to 40% ay vote ng Mindanao tsaka Eastern Visayas, which are Duterte strongholds. So, Luzon pa rin ang magiging agawan nila VP Sara at ng kandidato ni BBM. If it's a three-way fight with Risa Ontiveros, lalo namang mananalo si Sara.
So, may tanong ako, kasi kahit sa pamilya ko, mga kaibigan ko, wala namang, konti lang dyan yung die-hard na Duterte or even Duterte. A lot of them don't like him, they don't know them, etc., diba? But I have experienced recently amazing things, like they're now saying, grabe pala yung si Marcos, and ang galing pala ni Duterte noon, etc., etc. So, which part of, kasi mga kaibigan mo din yan mas kilala mo yan, di ba? And me naman kasi, I don't really see people as separate, I really think that we're all one united thing, So, and all of these political and religious differences or whatever differences are they're not real, They're just differences in opinion, etc., di ba? So my question is,
Yeah, but they have to look at the facts.
Correct. So, how susceptible are they to the truth? Inyari, dun sa dilaw na crowd, ilan dyan yung porsyento na you can win over, not I don't think it's I don't think it's Duterte versus Marcos. Never, it hasn't been like that anymore, no? Like with you, no? It's not because you love Duterte, but because you hate corruption and you love our country, and that's our shared ground, 'di ba? So, ilan diyang porsyento
I think
na
I think
pwedeng mawin over?
ang mga
Yeah.
Dilawan, no, kasama na rin yung
Yeah.
mga kapatid ko, yung generation
Yeah.
ng baby boomers.
Yeah.
We all, I think all of us, anti-corruption. Di ba? Wala namang
Yes.
hindi anti-corruption dyan sa Dilawan. Okay?
Yeah.
Remember the age group ng Dilawan, ah.
Yeah.
Ang age group niyan, mga hanggang 80 years old, di ba?
Yeah.
Remember that 4 years ago. So, sabihin mo na yung nagsaka sa 15 years old siya nang tinitis hanggang ngayon, di ba? Yun yung age group ng mga rig na Dilawan. And syempre, na indoctrinate nila na ano nila, di ba? Manak nila. So, yan counted din. So, we are all anti-corruption, and we all started as anti-Marcos. Okay? Yung anti-Marcos, I still think na tama yun, accurate yun. Ang problem is, maraming Dilaw na ayaw kay Sara Duterte. Anti-Marcos. Check. Pero siguro, kalahati dyan ayaw kay Sara Duterte. And I think because of rin makuha yung message na this is not sa Duterte versus Marcos state. You have to think of the next election as how will your country survive? How will we survive? Get up, over. If you have another candidate like sa Ontiveros and BBM gang like Enrique Remor wins, it's the same annals all over again. Where is the formula? Yun lagi ang sinabi. And you know, I'm happy to say that some of my mga kapatid or big kakampi, of course, no? Sa district ko noon, kami lang yung naiwan na Leni. Di ba? Yung Cas na lang, saka yung Montilla na South, na mayor, na IP. Kami na lang naiwan. Dahil BBM na yun. Nabili na lang BBM yun. Dahil meron doon na langoy sa pera doon. Ang advance ni Leni noon, Maros na rally against Digong was 600,000 bears Bong Marcos. Kasi niya. Ngayon, in the last 2022 elections, ang advance ni Leni kay Bongbong was 30,000. Because si-road siya ng vote buying eh. Di ba? So, nag-iiba rin yung negos. Nakakatakot. Di ba? Nakakatakot, although anti-Marcos yung tao, ang mga planters, yung mga politiko, nagmamahal sa pera. Kung saan pera, dun sila. Pero mapasok na sa nila na habang may kusyon sa national government, hindi magde-develop ang local government units. Yan dapat ipasok nila sa ulo nila. How corruption affects their own local governance. Pero ang sinasabi mo sa akin, bakit ayaw nila kay Sara? Because they don't like Marcos, but they don't like Sara because remember na itong kaysa inherited ito kay Digong. So yung ayaw kay Digong, nare-reflect nila kay Sara. Di ba? Kasi sasabihin la, she's the same her father, just like Bong is the same as his father. So, again, I think that message should be, put out there. This is a very independent woman. Tingnan mo, yun nga, dami nga niyang, pati mga tao na ni Gong noon, laban niya eh, when she was here. Because she had her own mind, di ba? Yeah. And when she the country, ganito yung mga gusto niya mangyari, ganyan. And she should, unsolicited advice. Sara should be more open to industrialists, to negosyante. should have more dialogues with all these industries. Kasi ito yung nagdadala ng makinarya ng ekonomiya. Ito yung mga employers. Diba? So, if I were asked, yun siya sa mga eyes ko. Kasi sila din naman eh. There's still a lot of businesses sa corruption na ito ng administration. A lot. Wala na nga bagong turya. The foreign investments minus 4.5%. $500 million na lang ang foreign direct expense compared to $6 billion during that of Digong. Okay?
So,
Aside from that, yung mga Phil China naka-off ko last week, maraming may kapital na Pilipino, hindi na dito natayo ng turya. Nandun na sa Vietnam, nandun na China, dahil sa karakutan to. So, remember my friends na ang lago ng buhay na mahirap ay nakasalalay sa trabaho. Sa trabaho. Kaya kulang bagong kapital at nisyo. Walang bagong trabaho. That's why 2,260,000 Filipinos of December are unemployed according to Philippine Statistics Authority.
So, Bing, what do you think, no? How are we supposed to solve this problem of corruption? I'm pretty sure kasi ako lagi ko iniisip yan eh. Gusto ko silang ipila at pagbabarilin na lang eh. I have all these solutions in my mind, but for you, what do you think? How should we...
But if this government will not go after the because they're all alive with them. Then the people should be ready and organized for the 2020 elections. But one of those things should happen is that Comelec Chairman George Garcia should take leave.
Yeah.
And different observers should be present. And the people should demand he take a leave because as long as he is there, there's no trust that this election is going to be clean, fair, and honest. Kasi if you rely on an election and not revolution, then you have to cut the COMELEC, right? And Philippine Police, which can use for disguised terrorism. So, again, ayaw niyang mag-resign. What? He can die of his disease. And I googled cocaine addiction as a correlation with diverticulitis. And at the same time, the people should organize to get a mouse candidate in the next election so that we can start over. If we cannot do this in 2020, wala na. Matanda na tayo. Yung mga nakikilala ngayon, matanda na tayo. Baby boomers tayo. Tanda na tayo. Mga apo na tayo. Yung pag dito, malaman ng mga anak natin at mga apo na dapat ipaglaban nyo itong sa lahat na gobyerno ay tayo in the end as a nation.
Yeah. So being kasi sinasabi mo na naman yung 2028, lumalamig na naman yung dugo ko eh. Talagang tagal-tagal pa noon, no? Talagang magnanakaw itong nandito eh. So talagang dapat mag-resign siya, 'di ba? Pero ano yung implications kapag pinabayaan natin ito?
Hindi siya mag-resign.
Yeah.
Unless ang United States mag-resign na dyan. Di ba may report ng US State Department na massive corruption sa DPWH? That's why Bongbong Marcos came out and kundi siya ang whistleblower. Meron din comment ng department na ang customs very corrupt. And it is rumored that the patron saint of the mga corrupt na tao sa customs is si First Lady Lisa Marcos. So, hindi siya magre-resign unless it's the United States that will tell him to. Just like his father. And right now, Trump is very busy taking over Greenland.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, no? Parang I find that odious, no? I don't want to accept that it's the United States that will, of course, it's a reality, no? But like the father before
Wow.
him, it was also because of the Filipino people that we raised our voices and etc. And until Uncle Sam saw it was untenable, di ba? But Lord,
That's
I don't
true.
want to,
That's
I don't
true.
want to,
Yeah.
I don't want to have Uncle Sam decide for
Well,
us. Foreign
the
country
other thing
decide
can
for us.
happen that can
Yeah.
do that is our economy will crash.
It is crashing.
That we will no longer be able to pay the debts. It is crashing but not yet on the ground.
Yeah.
Secretary Recto is still able to pay every year, but he is also every year nangungutang
Yeah.
to spend for operations of a corrupt government. Ikaw lang din ang inuutang natin. Yan sa
So,
vicious cycle of corruption.
so basically, Bing, the way I'm seeing it right now, no, is that it's really going to be up to the Filipino people. Di ba kung tatanggapin natin ito at patatagalin pa natin yan, and that we really have to be united in asking, in demanding that this drug addict, this plunderer step down. Right? I mean, it's up to the Filipino people, right? Of course, there's,
But
yeah.
look at the leaders kasi. Ito mas yung mas meron no years of repression, human rights abuses, Banksy, inflation was 45% sa kay Ferdinand Marcos. And we had cardinal sin, right?
Yeah.
Yung mga, wala pang SOCMED noon, radyo lang ha.
Yeah.
Pero nagawa. Pero that was like 1 million people in EDSA or a little bit more. Pero ngayon, separate na mga religious leaders nananawagan ng end corruption. Wala pa rin. Hindi pa rin siya natitinag. So dapat siguro ang sunod na slogan na sa mga rally, sana ay BBM resign kahit sa mga religious organizations.
Kaso nga, no.
Wala kasi kung asahan natin yung kaliwa, wala eh.
Kaya nga nagganyan ng simbahan kasi infiltrated yan ng CPP yung leadership positions, kung kaya't hindi rin sila nakikisama din sila, no? So yun yung conundrum, and I think that there's going to be another form of people power. I mean, it can't be like we're going to look for a cardinal sin, whatever like we experienced with the first EDSA, di ba? So parang ganun lang yung thoughts ko about this, na it's going to be something else, no? It's going to look, kasi nga, if you look, Bing, you look at,
I see the model that you're trying to explain. Yeah, merong countries na it was the young people who initiated the...
Correct, I was gonna say. They're Dian Leviste and they're Kiko Barzaga, and they had these leaders, di ba? And the Gen Z there's something else, no? They're out of this box sila, no? So parang
they should be the one to have a lot of stake in this future.
Yeah.
Kasi tayo naman wala na eh. Paano na tayo? Yung kumbaga pa-retire na talaga eh. The economy is they're going to be their problem.
Bing, everybody getting together, di ba? So for us, no, I really see myself as an elder, no, because I was there the whole time, no. So and then there's this Gen Z, no? So, parang what you bring to the table, for instance, what you bring to the table is of great value because of the width of the length and the depth of your experience, diba?
And sacrifice.
And sacrifice, yes, yeah. And dude, your integrity is very comforting, no? Very comforting at a time when so many people pala are for sale, these motherfuckers, di ba?
Yeah.
Corrupt pala. I mean, even ordinary Filipinos are for sale, mga bloggers, di ba? So, we need to, binibigyan na ako ng signal na we have to wrap up na, Bing. So, in closing, what would you want to tell the Filipino people?
Sa akin po, mga kababayan, wala na po tayong maasahan dito sa BBM gang na administration na ito. Dahil pagtatanggol nila ang mga pagdanakaw na mga kagaya ni Martin Romualdez at ni Saldo at mga Sandro Marcos na siyempre napakalaki ng kanilang mga budget kung saan that's the potential source of their kickback para ma-perpetuate sila in power sa kanilang posisyon sa sunod na naman ng eleksyon. So walang katapusan ito. Kung hindi dapat maputol itong cycle na ito na pag-capture sa ating bayan at sa ating mga Pilipino ng mga political dynasty at ng mga corrupt. Elections for sale in the Philippines. Kailangan po talaga tayong mga Pilipino ay turuan natin, mga kapwa natin Pilipino na kung ano na dapat sa 2028, hindi na po nila iboboto yung mga bumibili ng nagbibigay sa kanila ng pera at lalo wag iboto itong mga Marcos nito na gang para may magsimula tayo na may pagbabago tayong tunay. Ngayon, ang ito naman si Bongbong Marcos ay wag na kayong maniwala kung anong mga propaganda niya. Kasi lahat yan ginagawa niya lang yan to stay in power. Pansarili lang interest yan. Lahat ang mga na reason yan kaya siya gumagawa ng ganyan. Hindi po dahil sa pagmamahal niya sa bayan. Kaya lakasan po natin ang ating loob at ipaglaban po natin ang bayan natin lalo na ngayon at lubog na po tayo ang Pilipinas sa utang at walang mga trabaho ang ating mga kapwa Pilipino. Kaya laban pa rin po tayo at sana bigyan tayo ng may kapal ng lakas ng hindi lang katawan at isip, kundi panalangin at pakikipag-isa para po makamit natin itong ating kalayaan ng bayan natin sa mga corrupt at mga abusador na kagaya ng gang ni Bongbong Marcos. Maraming salamat po, Attorney Rowena Guanzon po.
One last question, Bing. One last question. Are you hopeful for our country?
The only way that BBM will have to resign is kung sadlak na po tayo sa hirap. Di na makabayad ng utang ang Pilipinas. Wala nang makain ang 70% ng Pilipino. Sa ngayon, 50% pa lang. Ayoko naman po sana mangyari yun. Pero sinasabi ko sa inyo, nakikinita ko, yun lang isa mga maaari paraan siya ay mababa. Pero hopeful ba ako para sa country? Hindi. Kagaya ni Secretary yung teacher professor ko sa economics, si Doc Winnie Mon, I am not hopeful. Kasi in tears, ganito pa rin. I am not hopeful. Kaya hindi ko kayo bubulahin na tagaan po kayo natin. May awaan, hindi po. Tingnan po yung mga dos. Napakahirap na po nito. Napakahirap na po isolve. Kaya kawa din ang presidente. Basta wag na wag lang po Marcos administration at Marcos gang uli.